time for the Green Wave Coaches Show, broadcasting each week from Prince Street Pizza and Pub in Gallatin, Tennessee. The Green Wave Coaches Show is brought to you by Tennessee Ace Hardware, Gallatin's local hometown hardware store, serving Gallatin and Sumner County for the past 50 years. Stop by and let Jimmy and his staff take care of all your hardware needs. Bank Tennessee, the bank for the Green Wave. Delta Dental of Tennessee. Visit deltadentaltn.com. Double Dogs, Sumner County's favorite sports bar, and the Ingram Law Firm, a local law firm that you can count on. Let our legal family help you and your family in your time of need. Now, let's get to the show and join our host, Blaine Kellar.
The Green Wave Coaches Show is broadcasting back at the site of our first 2 seasons, Gallatin's Fieldhouse. Sumner County Sports Editor Blaine Kellar here with Gallatin football coach Michael Stroup, recapping the Green Wave's 62-29 loss to the Buccaneers and getting ready for a big region matchup against Lebanon on Friday. Coach and our producer Ryan, appreciate you guys adjusting to my busy schedule for a fall sports week that is filled with some volleyball state tournaments, some region girls soccer postseason. Coach, just to start, could you give us your thoughts, some takeaways you had from that game at Beach? You took a lead late in the second quarter, but it seemed like Beach was getting really hard to stop from there.
I was proud of where our kids played, and I think for 2.5 quarters it was a back and forth game with defense being optional. We've got to play and play tougher, more physical. We got to be tougher between the ears defensively, and we've got, I don't know, we probably have 8, 9 juniors over there, sophomores on defense, and for a lot of them it's first time playing in an atmosphere like that, and it was a great atmosphere.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I wasn't real happy how we ended the game on both sides of the ball. I think, in a game like that, you got to keep trading punches, and you can't back yourself in a corner. And I felt like we eventually backed ourselves in the corner, and hats off to them. They were much larger than us and stronger than us, and they leaned on us there in the second half, and we didn't respond. Offensively, I was proud of our kids again for 2.5 quarters. I thought Kayshawn Barksdale did a great job at quarterback. He's put in a lot of work, a lot of film study, a lot of extra time outside of practice, understanding the offense and understanding what the defenses are trying to do to make him uncomfortable. So I thought he grew in that area, and I thought up front we did a really good job the first half of getting Harper space to run the football. We just got to, in games like that, it's hard offensively just to keep bouncing back. But we've, we got to learn from it, and we got to be better because of it. And the old saying we have around here is "Don't matter, get better." And we'll use it in that instance too. We've got to get better. We got to get better defensively, and we got to get better offensively in the second half. And converting third downs.
Our show is brought to you by Tennessee Ace Hardware, Bank Tennessee, Delta Dental, Double Dogs, and the Ingram Law Firm. Again, normally broadcasting from Prince Street Pizza and Pub. The busy fall sports week. We are back at Gallatin's Fieldhouse. You touched on it there. We'll talk about the offense here shortly. Defensively, you led 16-14, then Beach scores 7 straight times.
Yeah.
What do you learn? What needs to be corrected as you have a similar running opponent coming to town in Lebanon?
Yeah, I don't know if what you learn is you got to get tougher, and you got to get stronger, and that's not going to happen overnight. You just got to keep hammering it away. I thought we started out the year great defensively as being physical. I thought but sometimes you can be intimidated, and I think some of our kids probably got intimidated, and we've got to be able to put the ones on the field that aren't going to be intimidated. How do you correct it? Again, I don't think it's a situation where it's X and O's. It's just, it comes down to individual kids, and the grit you got to have to play physical.
KB, you mentioned our Gallatin News Player of the Week, 286 passing yards. He had 3 touchdowns. And you talk about maybe the atmosphere of that game being a big one for some of your players. For the most part of that game, it felt like it wasn't too big for him.
Yeah, I thought there's a number of kids that did a really good job of answering the bell, and he's one of them. I thought that, I thought for the most part offensively and for a little piece of the way defensively, the kids did a really good job of being loose and playing ball. But yeah, KB did a really good job. I think there was one situation that when we caught a concept and he did not go the way I wanted him to, and but we had a real positive conversation about that on the sideline, and he responded and did well the second time. So yeah, proud of that kid and how he's grown the past 3 weeks.
How about Malachi Harper, too? Thought he played a pretty strong performance, especially in that first half. Finished with 100 yards on 20 carries. Also very involved in the passing game. Had a long score there. How have you guys tried to work him into that aspect with Kayshawn taking over as quarterback?
Well, it's always an outlet for the running back to be in the passing game, and we can hurt folks by doing that. But, Malachi was effective in the passing game for us, but also did a really good job of finding the lanes in the run game and be able to move the chains for us and get big explosive plays in the running game for us to move the ball down the field.
Kayshawn and Gallatin starts the third quarter from a 16-14 lead to a 27-16 deficit, hitting J.C. Cagle on a slant. He goes 80 yards for a touchdown. All for Beach just to respond one play later with an 80-yard touchdown from D.K. Williams. How hard is that to kind of keep the guys in check after they reel off a big play and then Beach reels one off right after?
Yeah, it was kind of disheartening. I mean, right before halftime, we've got a chance to, maybe move the ball down in scoring position, whether it's a field goal or whatever. And, we become undisciplined and we do the wrong things. And, KB is trying to throw a curl route, and we've got we've got a route flashing in front of it that's not supposed to be there, and that player is just he's just doing the wrong thing, and he knows he's doing the wrong thing, but he did after the fact anyway. But it's just being undisciplined, and we've got to be better there, and that was a self-inflicted turnover on our part because if that kid's not there to tip the ball up, our own kid. They don't get the interception. We probably complete a pass and we move the chains. But, you come out of the halftime and, we just talked about getting the ball back and scoring and how it was an important series for us. And, we were able to do that and we did what we wanted to do offensively. It's just, they came out and they scored pretty quick on the on their possession. So it's, again, it's hard to overcome that time after time after time after time. But, I remind the kids all the time, I've never seen the offense win a game. Defense wins games all the time, and something you've got to hang your hat on, something you got to pride yourself on, and we've just got to be better at the end of the day, and we weren't Friday night.
Gallatin's offense, had the couple of scores there that we've mentioned, also that turnover, 1 of 2 in the first half that led to the Beach swing that turned into the Beach surge in the second half. One more score I wanted to touch on you from this game. It definitely worked out in your favor, going for the field goal in the red zone in, I think, the second, maybe third drive of the game. But I was curious of your decision-making, of the process that you guys kind of go through when you're faced with the fourth down that close and then you go for the field goal. Is that more of your confidence in Austin? Are there any kind of statistics that you look at to say if we're in this position, we'll go for it, or if we're in this position, we'll kick it?
I just go with my gut. I mean, I think at that point in time, you got to say, all right, how hard a point's going to be to come by, And so I made that decision to kick the field goal. But there are also times where you got to kind of, you got to give confidence to your offense and maybe convert a fourth down. But at that point in time, I thought, well, points are going to be hard to come by in this game, so let's get as many as we can while we can. So yeah, I chose to kick it right there.
Well, and in that case, like I said, it turned out to give you a lead twice against Beach. At that moment, until Beach kind of takes over, how are guys kind of feeling on the sideline? I mean, was there ever a moment like, of a lot of confidence that these guys had that they felt like they could really give Beach a game on the road?
Yeah, I didn't think that early on. I didn't see any doubt in anybody's eyes. I think we knew what we were facing offensively against them. I mean, they've got 2-3 pretty big offensive linemen right in there, and then they've got 3 physical backs, including the quarterback, and I mean they open up holes and they can just lean on you. I think we knew what we were facing there, so. Offensively, when you've got a new quarterback in the system and he's learning on the go, you just don't know what you're going to get. But again, KB had a good week of preparation, and he's getting better and better every week. So I mean, I think toward the somewhere around the third, fourth quarter, it was kind of like, then you could start seeing in their eyes a little bit the desperation or the not being able. When we stalled offensively, I think that was the check mark for a lot of guys.
Do you relay to your defense in the weeks before, like you've mentioned, you felt good about this group and what they've been able to do?
Yeah.
Do you relay to them this week, hey, that's a tough group for anybody to stop? They put up 59 points before the bye week, hung up 62 afterward. Is that something you tell this group to, or do they even need to hear that?
I think they need to hear it. I think they also got to understand that, offensively, all except for Green Hill, that's probably the most points they've given up against anybody. So, I mean, it's something that, I don't like moral victories at all, but I mean, you can build off of it but you also got to remind them, we got to play better, and again, it's not X's and O's, In the past, it's been misalignment and not being in the right spot. Ours is Friday night was not that. It was just their guy whipped our guy. So we just got to get better there.
Is that the biggest crowd you've seen, not only in your time here at Gallatin, but kind of in your coaching career?
No. We played when I was at Tupelo. We played South Panola, and at the time we were 1-2 in the state, and I think we probably had about 12,000 at that game.
Wow.
So it was they had two big jumbotrons come in for the game, and ESPN televised it. So yeah, no, it wasn't the biggest crowd I've seen. It was a good high school crowd. I'm
I thought so.
It. No, it was great. It was a great atmosphere. 100%.
In your time at Gallatin, maybe.
I don't know. With all these new stadiums being built in the county, they look better. I think. I think Gallatin has, when we play Hendersonville, I think we have a good showing, but I can't tell because, everybody's bleachers now go up so high, and they got so much space in between the sidelines and the bleachers, but yeah, I don't know.
62-29, the final between Beach and Gallatin. A quick bounce back ahead for the Green Wave as they get ready for a huge region matchup against Lebanon. We will preview that on the other side of this break. You're watching the Green Wave Coaches Show on Main Street Media Television.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25-plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
When you're looking for the right attorney, it's important to ask questions that address your needs and concerns. Is your attorney local? A local attorney is often more attuned to the specific issues and challenges you may face. Jay Ingram understands the Gallatin, Sumner County, and Middle Tennessee communities well. He's been practicing law here for 25 years. What are their primary areas of practice? The Ingram Law Firm focuses their practice primarily on the areas of criminal defense, domestic relations, civil litigation, juvenile law, and probate. Do they genuinely care about the community? Jay Ingram, his associate attorneys, and legal staff are not only skilled, but they're also deeply invested in their community. Managing partner Jay Ingram is a graduate of Leadership Sumner and has held leadership roles with the Sumner County Bar Association, Gallatin Green Wave Quarterback Club, the Gallatin Lions Club, and he's a graduate of both Leadership Middle Tennessee and the Tennessee Bar Association's Leadership Law statewide program. Why does all of this matter? Finding an attorney who understands, cares about, and is connected to the local community can make a significant difference in your experience and your outcome. Jay Ingram, Haley Medley, and Austin Knapp are dedicated local citizens and attorneys who are here to help you navigate your legal challenges with compassion. Reach out to the Ingram Law Firm PLLC today at 615-452-6613 or visit ingramlawyers.com.
You're not going fishing till that grass is cut.
Dixie Chopper, speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Score big with your hometown team. Bank Tennessee is proud to be the bank of the Green Wave. We believe in supporting our community and we're dedicated to helping our neighbors succeed. When you bank with us, your deposits help fund local businesses, homeowners, and community projects. Go Green Wave! Bank Tennessee, www.banktennessee.com, in Gallatin at 544 Hartsville Pike, 615-442-7914, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Green Wave Coaches Show is brought to you by Tennessee Ace Hardware, Bank Tennessee, Delta Dental, Double Dogs, and the Ingram Law Firm getting ready for a second place game potentially in Region 4-6A. Coach, you have a chance with a win to host a home playoff game for the first time in your Gallatin tenure, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Is that a program benchmark that you've had in mind since you've taken up?
That's something we've talked about as a program and as a team since day one. And, we got a great opportunity in front of us to secure that against a really good opponent in Lebanon. They are – did I pronounce that right?
You did. You did this time.
Right, there you go. Coach Gentry over there is a heck of a guy and does a really good job of getting his team prepared. He's got a lot of formations over there, a lot of trick plays. He'll do a little skip pass every once in a while. And defensively, they're really good up front in the box, and they do a really good job of stopping the run and getting after you. And so we'll have our hands full. It's not the same Lebanon team that was out there last year. Defensively for them, offensively they kind of look the same. Last time I saw them, we gave up I felt like 1,000 yards rushing. But we've got a good opportunity to bounce back and put a scheme together and secure a home playoff berth.
That home playoff game, a lot of coaches talk about wanting that for their team, for their school. What does it do for a coach and for a program? Of course, it brings the community in to start the playoffs, gives you a boost at home, but does it do anything beyond that?
Well, you get to play at home, and you get to play in a familiar environment, and you don't have to get on a bus and travel, to who knows where, and wondering if you're going to get there in time. I think 2 years ago we go play first round at Oakland. Yep. And because of traffic and car wrecks on 109 and then on 840, we get there at 6:15 for a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's just, those things you don't have to worry about when you host. So, we want to be able to hang our hat on it. But, again, you got to work and claw and scratch for everything we get. And it's no different this week,
Get a chance to go up, as I said, against a similar kind of style of offense in Lebanon in the sense they like to run the ball. Beach picked up 494 yards against Gallatin's run defense last week.
We like to run the ball too, Blaine. I feel like you just took a shot there.
I know. There's no shot.
I mean, we've
had
100 yards rushing. They had 20 carries.
Compare what we were talking about out of the break. It's all relative.
I mean,
in the sense that you all throw the ball a little bit more. Lebanon is a team that can surprise you at times with passing the ball, as you mentioned.
I think they got a kid back there that plays quarterback who does a great job. They throw it more this year than they did last year. So, I mean, I don't know what his passing stats are.
Yeah.
Nobody publicizes those, I don't think, do they?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's something y'all need to get better at.
Stats.
Y'all need to put stats in a weekly
That
paper.
is a lot of work.
I'm sorry.
It's a daunting task.
I'm sorry. I don't want you to do too much.
All of that to say, Gian Azita is nearing 1,000 yards in a limited number of games for Lebanon, having a chance to go up against a rushing offense last week. What corrections do you make? I think you've already mentioned it in regards to being tough in the defensive run game this week.
We just got to do our job and do what we're coached to do. And if you're coached to stay low and be in your gap, don't stand up high and run to another gap. So we've got to do a better job of being coached and taking directions and being disciplined. Just at the end of the day, man, you got to put that ball down. You got to play football. And, our kids have got to do a better job of up front of doing that defensively.
Do you make an emphasis of it this week, or is there a flush factor?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some emphasis made this week, 100%.
Does that offensive line impress you? I saw Lebanon play Station Camp a few weeks back. I think it was week 4, maybe. And they had their second string running back in. He goes out with concussion symptoms. They have the third string, the fourth string still ripping off runs against Station Camp in that game. What do you see out of the offensive line that you're going to have to try to overcome?
Man, I know it. And the thing about it, man, Station Camp reached out to who they reached out to? On defense? Who'd you tell me?
Rex and Rob Ryan defensively.
Rex and Rob Ryan, and they're getting gassed by Lebanon over there. So, I mean, that's impressive. I mean, when you got that, when you have an offensive line that can get on a defense that's been, tuteled by Rex Ryan and all them. I mean, they're nasty up front, and they're good.
Glad to see you're reading the paper, Coach.
Well, all the hard work you put in, I like to see stats in there though.
You mentioned the defensive line, Jawan Stafford.
Yeah, number 9.
What is your impression of him?
Big guy, high motor, just gets after it. I think he's probably the catalyst of that D line right there. He really gets after it, man, and he's always around the football, whether it be behind the line of scrimmage or on making assist tackles downfield. He's got a big motor on him for sure.
Defensively, do you see any adjustments within personnel? Do you for this week's game, or do you try to keep things as similar as you had it a week ago?
No, I think we compete every week for spots. And a lot of kids, and maybe parents sometimes don't believe that, but man, we don't call our scout team job takers for no reason.
That's what you call them?
We call them job takers.
I like that.
And so we're always looking for somebody to step up and compete and put pressure on these starters, and that's why we call them job takers. And so we'll have some opportunities for competition this week, and if need be, if somebody wins it, then somebody else will play in that spot. But until that happens, they're the best we got.
I know you said that you weren't really pleased with how those last couple series went against Beach, but did any of those job takers come in for the last couple drives and do anything that impressed you there?
Well, I think that I think you've got some guys in there that play both ways, and we try to limit that. Lebanon does a really good job of just playing everybody one way. I think number 2 probably plays both ways from time to time, and number, let me see, maybe 17 played a little bit last year on defense, but I get to watching all kind of film. But we have a kids that play a lot both ways. But the more kids you can get in there and compete, the more you can get them rest. And that's the whole plan of it. When Jackson went down with his injury, we made a decision to play more kids both ways because we were going to need their services more. So if somebody can step up and make plays for us and do a really good job out at practice, then they'll have their shot. That's every week, though.
And all of that's the benefit of kind of developing depth within the program, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what you don't want to do as a coach all the time is just, hey, these are our guys and they're going to be our guys from the get-go. No, we have tried to find linebackers all year, defensive linemen all year, corners, safeties, receivers, offensive line. Competition is good, and a lot of people want to think, well, you're just trying to replace my kid. No, I'm just trying to make your kid better. And, if I can go out there and write a column and make it better than your column, then it's going to push you to write better.
Sure.
It's going to push you to think, well, I probably need to put stats in this week. But, that's competition.
I get you.
Right?
Yeah.
That's competition.
Lots of nudging here. I've got you on a feisty day, it seems like.
Yeah.
One more before we go into our final break, our one fun question. Bringing this up earlier, how do you remind your defense, yes, they've got a really good running back and an offensive line that can move the ball, but you've still got to be wary of when they throw it?
Well, that's why you got back end players for it. You got to have eye discipline, and you got to be ready for the trick plays. I mean, there's going to be flea flickers and double reverses and fumble-rooskies and all kind of stuff out there. I mean, I've been here long enough to see Coach Gentry do most of that stuff. I don't know if he did the fumble-rooski, but I just threw that one in there. But it's going to be a big game, and you just got to remind your kids, man, you got to go out there and you got to play hard, and you got to continue to play hard, and you got to see it through for 4 quarters. We talk about being 1-0, and I thought for the most part last Friday night we were 1-0 for 2.5 quarters, overall. But you got to weather the storm, and we tell stories about we got to be the buffalo and run to the storm and not be the cattle or run away from it, So got to run through it, and you run through the storm, then there's going to be sunshine on the other side when you get there.
Lots of colorful analogies.
I'm here for you, Blaine.
I like it. If you put some of those on paper, that's going to make for a pretty good column.
Somebody else has already done that.
The Green Wave go in 2 against Lebanon on Friday, trying to weather the storm against the Blue Devils, trying to host a home playoff game.
Union night.
Oh, is it really? That was what I needed to ask about.
The Red Devils versus the Blue Devils.
See, I was waiting. I hadn't heard anything all season about this. It came to mind while I was doing my prep.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that up. Union, the former black high school in Gallatin, making its return for a second season Friday against Lebanon. Commemorative uniforms. It's a fun night, fun to watch, fun to see. Be sure to check it out. One fun question to wrap up the show with Coach Michael Stroup after this.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
When you're looking for the right attorney, it's important to ask questions that address your needs and concerns. Is your attorney local? A local attorney is often more attuned to the specific issues and challenges you may face. Jay Ingram understands the Gallatin, Sumner County, and Middle Tennessee communities well. He's been practicing law here for 25 years. What are their primary areas of practice? The Ingram Law Firm focuses their practice primarily on the areas of criminal defense, domestic relations, civil litigation, juvenile law, and probate. Do they genuinely care about the community? Jay Ingram, his associate attorneys, and legal staff are not only skilled, but they're also deeply invested in their community. Managing partner Jay Ingram is a graduate of Leadership Sumner and has held leadership roles with the Sumner County Bar Association, Gallatin Green Wave Quarterback Club, the Gallatin Lions Club, and he's a graduate of both Leadership Middle Tennessee and the Tennessee Bar Association's Leadership Law statewide program. Why does all of this matter? Finding an attorney who understands, cares about, and is connected to the local community can make a significant difference in your experience and your outcome. Jay Ingram, Haley Medley, and Austin Knapp are dedicated local citizens and attorneys who are here to help you navigate your legal challenges with compassion. Reach out to the Ingram Law Firm PLLC today at 615-452-6613 or visit ingramlawyers.com.
You're not going fishing till that grass is cut.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Score big with your hometown team. Bank Tennessee is proud to be the bank of the Green Wave. We believe in supporting our community and we're dedicated to helping our neighbors succeed. When you bank with us, your deposits help fund local businesses, homeowners, and community projects. Go Green Wave! Bank Tennessee, www.banktennessee.com in Gallatin at 544 Hartsville Pike, 615-442-7914, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Closing up with our favorite segment on the Green Wave Coaches Show. It's one fun question with Coach Michael Stroup. I can't believe we are 2+ seasons, almost 3 full seasons into this, and I haven't asked you if you have any pets.
We have a 11 or 12-year-old Yorkie poo.
And the name?
Harley.
Like the motorcycle,
Yep.
or like
the motorcycle.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, this is interesting on 2 accounts. One, I expected you to be more of a large dog guy, like a golden retriever or a I don't know. I can't think of another big dog right now. But you said out of the break.
Stereotyping me right now.
Well, I mean, you like big dogs?
Maybe I don't like big dogs.
Do you?
Maybe I like small, little, cute dogs.
I'm pressing you here. Do you like big dogs?
I've had big dogs. I've had boxers. I've had boxers before. I like
There's
boxers.
another big dog.
Yeah.
And the other thing.
A German Shepherd.
Said there you go. Another big dog. Yeah. Names of those 2.
Piper was the German Shepherd, and Bosco for the boxer.
Bosco.
Yeah.
See, and this goes back to the other part. Is dogs you typically give kind of human names for. You don't typically, at least in my experience, give like I have a cat. I have 2 cats named Pumpkin and Gengar.
See, me? I pictured you for a cat guy.
What'd
you say the name for again?
Pumpkin and Gengar. They're
Gengar?
objects.
Gengar?
Gengar's a Pokemon.
Of course it is.
Cats you name after objects and things like
Pokemon.
Harley.
Yeah.
Dogs you name after people. I find that, have you ever thought about that before? That's something I think about probably too much.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's Bosco come from?
Bosco was I had a mentor of mine who had a little Doberman Pinscher named Bosco, and I thought it was a cool name. And yeah.
Is that like Roscoe with a B?
It is. Yeah. Carlton Buckles had it. He's I don't know where Carlton is now. He used to be at TCU or Oklahoma. I can't remember. Tulsa. I don't know where he is now.
Well, how did you connect with him? Was he just a mentor from afar? Or?
No, I was his GA at Delta State. He played at LSU. He played for Nick Saban at LSU, and then Delta State hired him. as the DB's coach. So yeah, I was underneath him for a little bit.
That bell's our cue to go, it seems. It's been giving us trouble all day. That closes us out on the Green Wave Coaches Show. Be sure to check out Union Recognition Night at Gallatin on Friday against Lebanon. Be sure to check with us next week for the next edition of the Green Wave Coaches Show. We'll see you then.